Okay, we are back. And after sleeping on it, talking about it on streams last night, this thing with Henry Cavill, I understand the business aspect to it. I understand Black Adam didn't perform. I understand James Gunn comes on board and his favorite character in the world is Superman and he wants to do his own take, kind of like what Matt Reeves did with Batman. I understand the 10-year plan going forward is going to be a reboot. But I think the way it was handled was really pitiful. You hype up this whole thing with Henry Cavill coming back as Superman. You make this amazing cameo, not only the amazing cameo, but you do it with John Williams' score. You tee this thing up. Henry Cavill goes on a press junket and he starts talking about how much he loves the character and that there's big plans coming and that he picked out the Man of Steel suit, the suit that started it all in order to do the cameo. And he, all of this just had everybody going nuts. And then the rug gets pulled out from underneath weeks later. I just feel like that could have been handled better. Maybe the thought process was rip the Band-Aid off quick and fast so that they could move on. And I have faith in James Gunn. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I just don't like how the emotions of being back and seeing Henry Cavill's face and him get emotional and do his Instagram post about coming back and everything and the hype behind the emotions behind it, just to have, it's like his heart was just getting ripped out left and right. And I feel like, there's a human aspect to this. But of course, Henry Cavill bows out gracefully, puts out a really nice statement. I get it. I don't think he'll ever return to the role after how this has been fumbled. And this is twice now that, for whatever reason and circumstances, Warner Brothers has fumbled the ball with Superman. Brandon Routh didn't get a fair shake. His script was weak, but he was a decent Superman. Henry Cavill is a great Superman, and his scripts and how they just went straight to the Batman vs. Superman, Frank Miller stuff, and they just leaped through all these storylines and didn't get to build him after Man of Steel, and the way Justice League was fumbled and everything. I just feel like, for whatever reason, since Christopher Reeve, they have failed Superman miserably in the lexicon. And I just don't understand how they can fumble the greatest character DC has. And I'll be honest with you, another origin type story, young Clark Kent just going to the Daily Planet. Let's be honest, that's a reboot. That's an origin story. Okay. That's not, well, we're just going to make him younger, and he's not really good. We're not going to go back to Smallville. We're going to keep him in Metropolis, but it's just, I think the world is tired of origin stories. They really are. And if they can do like Marvel did with Spider-Man and bringing him into the MCU without having to tell the origin story, fine. But if this is a connected universe and you're going backwards, that means you'd have to go backwards on Batman, backwards on now DCU. Now we know Matt Reeves' universe is separate. It's not going to intertwine with the rest, at least for now. That's what they're saying. But then you got to kind of backpedal on everything. So I get it, clean slate, no baggage, no Snyderverse, no fans against fans. I get it. Just start over. It makes total sense. It's the way it was handled. Could it have been done with better kid gloves? Maybe. Band-Aid being ripped off? I suspect Henry Cavill probably cried himself to sleep last night because he's human. And he was so excited to get back into it. And if I was him, I would have cried too. I would have just been emotional. I would have just, curled up for the night, and moped a little bit and just, I don't know, man. I just feel like it could have been done better. What do you guys think? You think they could have done better? Rip the Band-Aid off or kind of handle that a little bit better? I don't know. I don't know the answer. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next one.